All right, listen up, because we need to talk about something crucial. You spend so much time trying to figure out what she's thinking, what she wants, what she really means when she says something. You're analyzing texts, overthinking conversations, wondering if she likes you or if she's just being polite. And honestly, most of you are making it way harder than it needs to be. Because here's the blunt truth. She's probably telling you everything you need to know without saying a single word. You're just not looking. Or maybe you're looking at the wrong things. It's not some grand mystery, guys. Women aren't speaking a secret language you need to decode with an enigma machine. We're communicating constantly, through body language, tone, little hesitations, even the way we look at you. And if you're always in your head, planning your next move, or worrying about what to say, you're going to miss it, all of it. The good news is, this isn't rocket science. It's a skill. And like any skill, you can learn it. By the end of this, you'll have a much clearer idea of what you've been overlooking. And more importantly, how to actually start seeing and understanding those signals. So let's dive into why you're missing the obvious and how to finally stop guessing. Let's kick this off with the biggest blind spot most of you have. You're looking for a giant neon sign when she's giving you subtle, consistent cues. You want her to verbally declare her interest, write it in the sky, or send you a detailed, bullet-pointed email. But that's not how real human interaction works, especially in the early stages. She's not going to walk up to you and say, "Hey, I'm interested in you. Please ask me out." Yeah, no, that's not happening outside of a rom-com. Instead, she might hold your gaze a little longer, touch your arm lightly when she laughs, turn her body towards you in a group, or even mimic your posture. These are not random acts. These are invitations. These are indicators. And they're happening all around you all the time. But you're so busy crafting your witty response or trying to remember if you brushed your teeth that morning, you completely gloss over them. Think about it this way. When you're gaming, you don't wait for a huge banner to pop up saying, "Enemy behind you, turn around," right? You're listening for footsteps, watching the mini-map, noticing a slight glint in the distance. It's the same principle here, but with social cues. She might be actively leaning into the conversation, asking follow-up questions, laughing at your mediocre jokes with genuine amusement. She might be playing with her hair, adjusting her clothes, or smoothing down her skirt, little self-grooming signals that often indicate a desire to look good for you. Or maybe her feet are pointed directly at you, even if her upper body is slightly angled away. These are subconscious tells. They scream interest. But most guys are standing there, waiting for the "you have an unread message from her interest system" notification to pop up in their real life HUD, and it simply doesn't exist. You have to be the sensor. You have to be the observer. And if you're missing these, you're missing the entire narrative. A huge part of why you're missing these signals goes back to a common issue. You're too focused on yourself. You're in your own head, running internal scripts, rehearsing your next line, worrying about how you look or what she thinks of you. This self-focus is a killer for observation. You can't truly listen or see if your internal monologue is louder than the external world. Imagine playing a competitive game, but instead of focusing on the match, you're constantly thinking about how cool your skin looks, or whether your teammates think you're good enough. You'd get wiped. Fast. It's the same thing when you're interacting with a woman. You're so busy trying to execute your game plan, the one you probably found online or cobbled together from bad advice, that you completely forget to actually engage with the person in front of you. You're not present. You're not connecting. You're performing. And she can tell. She's talking, but you're half listening, just waiting for a pause so you can deliver your pre-planned anecdote. She smiles, but you don't register the warmth in her eyes, just the fact that she smiled, which you mentally check off as a positive sign, regardless of context. This isn't observation, it's confirmation bias. A true observer is like a detective, taking in every detail without judgment, processing information, and then forming a conclusion. Most of you are like a broken alarm system, only going off when a preset, extreme condition is met, completely ignoring all the minor alerts. You need to dial down the internal noise and truly open your eyes and ears to the world outside your skull. Now, let's talk about a classic scenario born directly from missing signals. The dreaded friend zone. Yeah, no, it's not a magical prison she traps you in because she's evil. It's usually a consequence of your inaction, your inability to escalate, or your misinterpretation of her cues. You're there because you acted like a friend when you wanted to be more. You waited for the perfect moment, which never came, or you never made your intentions clear because you were too afraid of rejection. And in her mind, if you're not making a move, if you're not showing a different kind of interest, then you must just be interested in friendship. And honestly, why would she assume otherwise? I see guys in chat all the time saying, "She friend-zoned me," reads chat. Raptorboy999 asks, "But what if she said she only sees me as a friend?" Look, Raptor Boy, she said that because you gave her no other option. You didn't give her a chance to see you as anything else. Or maybe she did give you signals, subtle ones, that she was open to more and you completely missed them. So, she naturally shifted into friend mode because that's the role you implicitly accepted or reinforced. She's not obligated to wait forever for you to grow a spine and make a move. If you treat her like a buddy, she's going to treat you like a buddy. If you're scared to take a chance, to be a little bold, to express your interest, then you're essentially choosing the friend zone yourself. It's not a one-way street. It's a failure to navigate the intersection properly. If you want something more, you have to signal that, and you have to be ready to act on her reciprocated signals. Here's another big one. Communication isn't always direct. In fact, a lot of the time, especially with social dynamics and dating, it's incredibly indirect. You guys often operate on a very logical, A to B, direct communication style. You say what you mean, and you expect others to do the same, which, in a perfect world, would be great. But we don't live in a perfect world, and social interactions are nuanced. Women, generally speaking, are often raised to be more subtle, to hint, to imply, to read between the lines, and to expect others to do the same. This isn't a flaw, it's a socialized difference. So, when she says, "Oh, that sounds interesting, but I might be busy," she might not just be saying, "I might be busy." She could be gently letting you down, suggesting she's not interested in that specific activity with you. Or she could genuinely be busy, but still interested if you propose an alternative. The trick is to read the entire message, not just the words. What's her tone? Is she making eye contact? Is there a follow-up question? Or is she just giving you a polite brush-off? Imagine someone telling you in game chat, "Oh, I'm just going to go explore this other lane for a bit. Totally not because I'm avoiding the team fight or anything." You'd know they're probably bailing, right? You'd read the subtext. You need to apply that same critical, contextual thinking to your interactions with women. It's about listening to how she says something, not just what she says. It's about looking for consistency in her signals, not just isolated incidents. So how do you actually get better at this? How do you stop missing these crucial, unspoken messages? It starts with active observation and conscious presence. You need to learn to read the room and, more importantly, read her. This means consciously putting your phone away, making eye contact, and actually listening when she speaks. And listening isn't just waiting for your turn to talk. It's absorbing her words, her tone, and her inflections, and the emotions behind them. It's about noticing her body language. Is she open or closed off? Is she fidgeting nervously or comfortably engaged? For example, if you're talking and she keeps checking her watch, glancing at the door, or her posture becomes more rigid, she's probably signaling that she's done with the conversation or wants to leave. If you keep pushing, you're not just being oblivious, you're being pushy. Conversely, if she's mirroring your body language, leaning in, maintaining sustained eye contact, or finding excuses to prolong the interaction, these are clear signs she's enjoying herself and wants more. Practice this everywhere, not just on dates. Observe people in line at the coffee shop or your friends interacting. Notice how people convey discomfort, interest, or boredom without words. This isn't about becoming a mind reader. It's about becoming a better interpreter of universal human social cues. It's about developing your emotional intelligence, your EQ. And frankly, that's a skill that will benefit you in every aspect of your life, not just dating. The better you get at reading people, the better you'll get at navigating the world. All right, so you've learned to observe. You're starting to pick up on those subtle cues. Now what? Because knowing is only half the battle, action is the other. Once you read a signal, you have to be willing to act on it. If she's leaning in, laughing, making eye contact, and dropping hints she's free, that's your cue to ask her out directly. Not, maybe we should hang out sometime, but I'd love to take you out for dinner this Friday. How about that new Italian place? Be specific. Be confident. On the flip side, if she's constantly checking her phone, giving one-word answers, or subtly trying to end the conversation, that's your cue to gracefully disengage. Don't be that guy who won't take a hint and just keeps talking, making it awkward for everyone. That's not charming. It's painful. Recognizing when to back off, is just as important as knowing when to lean in. It shows respect, maturity, and a genuine understanding of social dynamics. Reads chat. Lonely Gamer asks, what if I act on a signal and I'm wrong? Lonely Gamer, that's the risk. That's always the risk. But what's the alternative? To do nothing and forever wonder, what if? To live in a state of paralysis by analysis? You're going to be wrong sometimes. Everyone is. But you learn from it. You adjust. You get better at interpreting the next signal. The biggest mistake isn't being wrong. It's failing to try at all, or worse, failing to learn from your attempts. The goal isn't to be 100% correct every time. It's to be 100% engaged and responsive. The more you practice, the more accurate your interpretations will become. Don't let the fear of a misstep keep you frozen in place. The consequences of consistently missing signals are far worse. Missed opportunities, fading connections, and remaining exactly where you are, stuck in confusion. Take the shot. Look, at the end of the day, understanding women isn't some complex equation or a secret formula. It comes down to really paying attention. She's giving you the cheat codes. You just need to be present enough to read them. Stop overthinking every single text and start observing everything else. Dial down the internal chatter and dial up your awareness of her body language, her tone, and the context of your interactions. Learning to read these nonverbal cues is an absolute game changer, not just for dating, but for every relationship in your life. It makes you a better communicator, a more empathetic person, and frankly, a more attractive one. So, next time you're talking to a woman, challenge yourself. Put your phone away, make eye contact, and just observe. What is she really telling you without saying a word? Try it and then come back and tell me what you noticed. Drop a comment below with a time you completely missed a signal or when you finally caught one. And if this helped you out, hit that like button and subscribe for more real talk. Keep it real out there, guys.